Isaiah, many thanks for joining us. We appreciate you for coming on. Let's start with your honest assessment of President Tinubu's second years in office.
And thank you once again for having me this afternoon. Without being told, even by the president's speech a few days ago, he admitted the hardship and the suffering of Nigerians. He said it himself. What does that tell you? Means that, yes, there is problem in our land. Nigeria, after how many years of independence? 2000, we have the democracy. And are we truly in democracy? First of all, let's start from that. The democracy, President Bola Tinubu, let me say this once again. He's the most traveled and one of the most exposed presidents we ever had in Nigeria. This is the president that, those days he was called Chicago boy, to London boy, England boy. What does that tell you? This guy understands what we call good governance. He has experienced it, he has lived it, enjoyed it, and even have properties in those places. But at the end of the day, opportunity is given to him to replicate the same thing in Nigeria, and here we are with another season of promises. And it is very disheartening that instead of now for the ministers, the cabinets, and the government officials to focus their attention on governance, they are rather, all you see now is about 2027. We are still in 2025, for goodness sake. You have admitted that the 2 years you agree that there is hardship. You agree that there is problem. Why not fix the problem before talking about 2027? Because without fixing these two years, trust me, either we'll start eating ourselves on the road, or Nigeria will start devouring anything they see on the road as food. Because the level of hunger, poverty, malnutrition of children, it is alarming. It's skyrocketing every day. The inflation on food supplies is nothing to write home about. So what exactly, no matter the transformation, no matter the infrastructure development, if this does not affect and does not affect the life of a common man on the streets, and we cannot afford food, Gary is no longer the food of the common man. It's not the food of the big man. How do the poor men now eat? If Gary is now is very expensive in the market, let's talk about rice. What even about tomatoes? I saw some few days about four bulbs of tomatoes for 2,000 thereabout. And we are talking about 2027. Are you kidding me? Who is advising this government? Why are they not focusing on the problem?
Right. I mean, as we're talking about, the problems, or should I say the living realities of Nigerians, I mean, you've already agreed that you've already, just reeled out how the economy is biting hard on the purchasing powers of Nigerians. But President Tinubu has said that, he removed fuel subsidy and he devalued the naira for the sake of Nigerians, and that it's only a short period of time until we actually start to reap the benefits of that. Who would you say is actually reaping that benefit, or the benefit that we're yet to see? Is it going to be the rich, the poor, or the government?
It's at the expense of the poor. The rich, the government officials, somebody like Tinubu and all the cabinet, they have been living on government expenses. They have been living on our money. They have been buying fuel with a fuel allowance. The subsidy we are talking about supposed to have been removed since 2012. Do you forget when Jonathan started fuel subsidy? When Jonathan was crying hard. You see, the same people at the corridors of power today were the one who told Nigerians that there is nothing like subsidy, that it is a scam, and that Jonathan wants to, impose hardship on Nigeria. And one of the common slogans there is, deal with the cabals and not Nigerians. Deal with the cabals and not Nigerians. But today, they are dealing with Nigerians. not the cabals in government, not the people stealing that subsidy, not the people converting the subsidy to their personal enrichment. So it is crystal clear that the removal of subsidy supposed to have been done years ago, when the naira is even about 150 or 100 and something thereabout. Now you are removing it when naira is already 1,500 to 2,000. How? What are the adequate provisions to cater for the removal? You can't just say let's remove subsidy without a provision. Yes, we agree, everyone agrees that subsidy must go. This is the same people that had the subsidy that told Nigeria that subsidy must not go. In fact, I remembered one of President Buhari interview. He said there is nothing like subsidy. It's a scam. And today, the same people came, they said there is subsidy. Remove it, they refuse. Now you are removing it when things are so hard. And the poor are now suffering at the detriment of the poor people, at the detriment of the... In fact, there is nothing called average Nigeria again, because the level of poverty, a millionaire in the midst of 10 people is nothing as a poor man, as a poor woman. Because help 10 people with 100,000, you are gone. 50,000, there is nothing left. So everybody is living in abject poverty except those in government. And why would they remove subsidy without provision?
Right.
Now, let's come to this. You said that they told us that when they remove it, it's just a temporary hardship. Is there anything that has gone up and come down in this country? Until I want you to remind me, if you know one, nothing has gone up and come down, because the government made it in such a way that they want to be holding the citizen captive by their own policies that will make them control the citizen. And that is what they are doing, to control you again and give you promises ahead of 2027. What promises are they going to give Nigeria that we have not had? You see, they expected people to go to university for 4 years and become a graduate, and expect you to be expert and be a professional. Yet this is 10 years of APC. They are still promising Nigeria. Tell me, are they telling us that they cannot fix Nigeria within 6 years, 4 years, 10 years, and you are promising us nothing is improving? In fact,
Isaiah,
I want to say the soup way money. At least preparation, you should know that we have a better Nigeria.
Right, Isaiah.
There is a way forward.
Right, just a second, right? Before I go to my next question, and you know, 2 years into this administration, we see the realities that is on ground. But should we not at least give, you know, some sort of leeway to the presidency or this administration, and say that they have had to make tough choices, you know, when it comes to the economy? What
choice? Ask yourself.
Because the fuel subsidy was I mean, the way it was touted by critics, they were saying that the fuel subsidy was a cost that the Nigerian government cannot continue to pay. You know, they said that unification of the naira, or devaluing the naira, was a pain that the government, one way or the other, have to bear sooner or later for the sake of our economy in the future. You know, so can we not give them some sort of credit for taking or biting the bullet where some administration would not have been able to do that?
What credit? Credit for enriching some certain people, for enriching the government cause at the detriment of the poor masses? How many of them are their children traveling by road from Lokoja to Abuja, just within that 1.5 hour thereabout? How many of these people that their children are traveling from Borno State to Port Harcourt, from Lagos to Abuja? So who are the people suffering it? It's still the poor masses. So whatsoever, any policy, get this right. I don't care, and I am not ready to know whatever policies or either short or long term. As long as it does not increase and, you know, enhance the good living of Nigerians, it is bad and evil. You cannot remove subsidy without a provision. What is the provision? That is what we are talking. I'm talking about the provision before the removal of subsidy. What are the options on the table to ease the suffering and the problem on the masses? What have they put in place to ease the increment of the food prices in the market? What have they done to subdue the inflation of foods, of goods and services? What have they put in place? You come on May 29 and say subsidy is gone. Hey, and people are clapping for you. What does it have to do with the life of the common man on the street? Whatsoever policy, see, America introduced policies that enhance and better the life of their citizens. There is no excuses. In fact, as a businessman, in my own company policy, there is nothing like a failure. There is no excuse, no excuses to any form of failure. Why? Because you have options. Deal with 8 to 10, 1 to 10 and win. You must count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options that will ease your pain. So you understand that I cannot fail with 10 options, even 5 options. This government removes subsidy without options. They remove subsidy without an adequate provision for the citizen. And that is the problem. So there is no complement of whatsoever because we are suffering as a result of that removal. Full stop.
Isaiah, I mean, some organizations representing different regions say the president has failed, like you have. Whether it's oppositions, whether it's social, the corporate, civil society groups, they've all said the president has failed, right? Only political figures seem to be aligning with him. What must we do right to make things better for the people? What can opposition do? What are the solutions that you prefer as an opposition for the government that can make things right and better for the people of Nigeria?
When Jonathan removed the subsidy in 2012, these same people were in opposition and they Ignite Nigeria and all Nigerians took to the street. I'm sure until you were on the street there too, and said subsidy must not go. Kick the cabals, don't kill Nigerians. We have a weak opposition today, and thank God for SDP, and thank God for the new coalition they are forming. Let's see what that will lead us to. As far as I'm concerned, the same government have been infiltrated. They know the game. And they know these are masters of the game. So what they do is to infiltrate in all the political parties, decimate them, disorganize them, so they will not have a front opposition. And it is only few of us that are coming to speak out. Now, thank God for SDP, who are part of the leading coalition. But listen to this. We must hold this government accountable. Nigeria must be speaking up. There is nothing we can do. If we want to start protests today, they will be ruthless against Nigeria. So what should we do? Even you people, journalists, should help Nigeria and keep crying. The only thing is we have to do is to ignore them and to tell them to their face that they have failed and they are not helping Nigerians, and Nigerians are dying on daily basis as a result of hardship. I'm telling you this, quote me, hardship. The numbers of people dying as a result of poverty, have you seen the level of suicide that Nigerians are committing daily in this country as a result of what? Poverty. Result of inability to feed their family.
All right.
You know what it means for a man to look at his children, the wife,
right,
and everyone that don't make a provision. You cannot provide for them.
All
Definitely.
Right.
And that is the problem. See,
right.
Until this government buys the citizen.
All right.
Until about 2027.
All right.
Let them now. Nigeria are crying for now. We don't want to know about 2027.
I wish we can continue, but here's where we have to draw the curtains. And I think that you've made very solid arguments for the sake of Nigerians and also been a voice to speak true to power as opposition. I must say thank you.